What's up, you guys? It's your girl Tati. It's Wednesday, so we talk about Dynamite. Now, if you didn't watch the watch along I had earlier, then you're here for the review, and that's fine with me. Now, we did start off with Swerve coming out with Prince Nana. Swerve comes out there, but they basically let everyone know how devastated he is about not winning the AEW World title at Revolution, and he feels like he let everyone down. Everyone is still cheering for Swerve, and however, I do feel like there was a defining moment here that really made him a babyface in the situation. Now, he goes on and say, other than saying that he disappointed everyone, he goes on and say that, he didn't win the title probably because of karma for him being a shitty person to Hangman and all that shit that he did to him. And at that moment, you can see the regret because he feels like that karma did get in the way of him being a champion. And that right there made him a babyface. Sure, people have been cheering for him. Sure, everybody's chanting Swerve House, doing the dance and all that stuff. But he was still a heel during those times. And I felt like tonight made a shift into from going from a heel to a babyface. Now, while he's doing all that talking, he said no matter what, he's going to get his hands on Samoa Joe and he's going to get that title at some point. Then here comes Joe. He comes out and he says, oh, no one's here to see an almost champion. They're here to see an actual champion. And I'm just like, ouch. Ooh, that fucking burns. Now, Swerve let him know that, hey, at any time I get my hands on you, and that could even be tonight. Both of them are dressed to fight. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't really want to see you guys have a rematch right now, but I really wouldn't mind seeing you guys in the ring. Now, here comes music, and it's Undisputed Kingdom. Adam Cole, useless ass on a wheelchair, the Undisputed Kingdom, and Roderick with his new title on his waist, and then we have Wardlow. Wardlow obviously is next in line for the title, and Wardlow comes out. He's supposed to be the one to say, bitch, the title is up for grabs for me. However, we don't get that. What actually ends up happening is it's Adam Cole that's doing all the talking. He's the one that's on the mic talking for the group, talking about how their group running things in AEW and everything. I'm just like, when were you guys running things over there? I've actually never felt like they've been running anything in AEW. Then he goes on and say that the Kingdom should go against Swerve and Samoa Joe, but next week. And just like when it seems like they're about to leave and whatever, then Tony Khan is in the ear of Tony Schiavone, letting him know, tell them bitches to get in the ring. This is happening right now, not next week. So then we get tag team action. Samoa Joe and Swerve are partners versus Matt Taven, Mike Bennett. And the match was okay and nothing out of the usual or whatever, but I'll say this. We did start off with Samoa Joe doing his thing in the ring, but once Swerve gets in the ring, he actually stays for the remainder of the match and even takes the win for his team. And Samoa Joe just looks so fucking angry about it. I'm like, bro, what are you mad about? Y'all won. Does it matter who was the one to take the win for the team? Apparently it mattered to Joe. Joe just had this look that if looks can kill, you'll be fucking dead. And Swerve just looked like he's just rubbing it in his face like, bitch, I'm the one who took the win for the team. But then here is Wardlow coming out and staring because obviously he's next in line. He'll have no issues with them fighting each other or being partners or whatever because it's him who is going to get the title next, I guess. Now, while he's staring at Swerve, here comes Samoa Joe snatching up our boy Swerve in a coquina clutch until he passes out. And holy shit, things are going to get real good with this story. Right after that, we have Renee Paquette with Hook. Hook has a match with Brian Cage. Finally, they're doing this shit. And while Hook barely got a word out, here comes Chris Jericho, the Vulture, Chris Jericho. He comes out talking about, oh, I remember the first time I wrestled your dad. He gave me a suplex and I landed on my head. And oh, I feel like there's a connection between me and him. So I also feel like there's a connection between you and me because on Sunday you dumped me on my head too. And I'm just like, who the fuck cares? And then he goes, oh, maybe you the real deal or whatever. And then he pretty much say like, congratulations or whatever on his career, whatever the fuck he said. This is Chris Jericho. I don't care at this point. And that was pretty much it. Now after that, we do have the Young Bucks. They said that they have two really important announcements to make, and they just look so fucking ridiculous. They got their little suits on, they're smiling from ear to ear. They actually look pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of felt like maybe they were mocking Tony Khan. That might be the case. I'm not 100% sure. Now, here we have Hook versus Brian Cage in the FTW championship match. I've said this before, the FTW title holds no fucking weight in AEW. So what's the point? Make this shit official or just throw the shit out. Like, it just doesn't really make sense. They're fighting for something that is what? That means what? Nothing to the company. Now, in my opinion, I didn't like this. First of all, I look at Brian Cage, and Brian Cage should be in a much better situation. But unfortunately, he's over here wrestling Hook. In my opinion, I feel like these last few matches we've actually got to see that Hook isn't as great as they portray him to be because of all these squash matches that he's done up until now. Now he's in the ring with the big dogs, and now you see the flaws when it comes to him in the ring with all these other experienced wrestlers. So in my opinion, this right here, I just couldn't enjoy it. Sure, we had an FTW rules match. There's tables, ladders, chairs, and all these things to make things a little bit more interesting. And still, I was bored. And I'm just like, you know what? I just don't know what it is about this. I didn't really care. Even with Brian Cage, he made some mistakes as well. And Hook made a lot of mistakes too. And I'm just like, wow, they're not really executing these moves the way they should. Maybe they just don't have chemistry. I don't know what it is. Could not enjoy this match. Hook, for whatever reason, with his scrawny ass arms, is going to put Brian Cage in a red rum and win. Like, are you serious? It's like his arm is like a fucking Twizzler around Brian Cage's neck, and I'm just like, this is not believable. Nothing about this is believable for Hook to win this match. And it's not that I don't like Hook, it's just there's nothing believable there. Now, after this, you'd think that, you know, Hook is just gonna win and just go his merry way, but here comes Toa Leona, Bishop Khan. Lord have mercy, that man is so beautiful. They come out and they help their boy Brian Cage. Obviously, they're part of the Mobile Embassy, whatever. And they all come out and help, and then boom, here comes Chris motherfucking Jericho to save the day. And I'm just like, oh, so this is where we're going with things. This right here, I didn't care for it, but it's great to see Toa Leona and Bishop Khan. This whole little tag team tournament that Tony Khan had been itching to do. I love to see them in that. So those of you who don't know, the AEW tag titles have been vacated. Well, at least Tony Khan claims that it has been vacated because they're still calling Darby Allin the tag team champion. Whatever. Now, here comes the best friends. They're backstage with Renee and Orange Cassidy. And Renee asks the best friends if they're going to be in a tag tournament. And here we have Trent Beretta looking all excited or whatever. But Chuck Taylor tells us that he's useless as fuck and still injured and can't be in the tournament. But Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy are going to be in there. And I was just like, what the fuck? Orange Cassidy, do you not have a girlfriend at home? Do you not have pets that you want to see and just be on vacation and be with them for a little bit? Now he's already looking for another title. Now, I'm not going to lie. I need to see Trent Beretta have some type of gold, and I wouldn't mind seeing him with the tag titles for once, getting some title around that waist. But then now again, seeing Orange Cassidy champion again, I'm not sure I actually care to see that. Now, after this, we do have Killswitch versus Matt Menard of all people. This dude, his ribs was wrapped the fuck up, and he's out here being big and bad, running up to the ring to come fight Killswitch. This was a fucking waste of time. A whole fucking waste of time. I'm sorry. Like, I've been wanting to see Killswitch in action, but like squash matches with people who are useless, doesn't make sense to me. I could not enjoy this, but we did have Christian, our stepdaddy, on commentary, and he's actually saying nice things about Killswitch for once, so I think that was okay. Now, after the match, Daniel Garcia comes out because Matt Menard's getting his ass whooped by Killswitch and Nick Wayne, and he comes out to get his ass whooped too. And then they finish this little ass whooping, a very little ass whooping, by the way, and now they're all leaving. They're going to the back, and as they're walking back there, here comes Adam Copeland with a chair, and he hits, I think, kill switch with it or whatever. And Christian, obviously feeling some type of way, he goes and runs through the crowd. Now he and Adam are running all around the building. There's little Tom and Jerry foolishness going on until the point that Christian makes it out the building, snatches someone up out their car, and drives the fuck off with their car. And I'm just like, holy shit, Christian is so cool. But then Adam is upset, and he turns to the camera and he said, look here, bitch. Toronto, March 20th, you and I, where this whole shit started to begin with, we are going to have an I Quit match for the TNT title. And I was so fucking excited because I'm just seeing that grit, that aggression from Adam, and it is just turning me on. Lord have mercy. Oh, he's so beautiful. So now after they show a little recap of Sting's last match, here we have Tony Schiavone welcoming the Young Bucks to the ring because they had the little announcements, the little church announcements, and I'm just like over it. They have like a special entrance and the suits and the ugly ass mustache and beards. Oh God, they just look just like punchable. I'm just annoyed. Anyway, so they start off basically saying that Sting cheated, that his sons and all these geezers came in and helped him during his match. And it's like, that's not fair. It was just us two versus like a whole bunch of people with Sting. And do they make a point? Sure, I guess. But that type of match, no disqualification, y'all could have bought y'all friends too if y'all wanted to. However, they still have their little announcement to make after they let everybody know that they're going to be in a tag tournament. And I'm just like, all right, fine. Be in the tournament all you want. I just don't want to see you or FTR winning the damn thing. Now, here we have the first announcement. The first announcement is that they are making a little house cleaning in AEW. First things first, Hangman Adam Page is suspended without pay for attacking the referees at the pay-per-view. And I guess that's fair, I guess. And then the second house cleaning they're doing is Kenny Omega, and that he's no longer part of the Elite. And he didn't know this because they deleted his ass from the group chat. So he's finding out about this on national TV while he's at home, recovering, talking about, oh, well, we haven't seen you. You haven't been hanging out, blah, 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 blah. We don't know where you've been, what's going on. Last time I checked, he's ill, isn't he? So what are y'all talking about? Anyway, he's out the group, and honestly, he's better off without them, whatever. But then they're about to make their next announcement, and then Eddie Kingston comes out. He's talking about, oh, if you said that, you guys said that I would be fined if I said something about y'all, whatever the hell it was. He just came out there for no fucking reason and then got into it with the Young Bucks, and they was about to hit him with an EVP trigger. And then, of all people, to make their debut, Kazuchika Okada comes out, and he's standing next to Eddie Kingston, and I'm just like, holy shit, okay, shit is getting even and juicy. And honestly, I was kind of feeling a little thing because I actually predicted that it would be Okada to debut at Big Business next week and not Mercedes Moné, so that's not happening. So he's there, he's next to Eddie Kingston, and just when the both of them are going to go attack the Young Bucks, we see Kazuchika Okada snatch up Eddie Kingston and hit him with a Rainmaker. Holy shit, that was lovely. Now, for the Young Bucks, if you think that I'm going to like you guys now because Okada's part of the Elite, no way. Up next, we have Riho versus Chris Statlander. We do have Stoltz, who is ringside for his girl. Well, I don't know what they are, to be honest with you. Now, he's trying to be supportive the best way that he can. Match starts off with friendly competition, but when Chris Statlander realized that she just cannot keep Riho down for the count, then she starts to get a little bit more aggressive. You can see that aggression in her style. Her style starts to change because she's really trying to make sure she takes the win. And I think Stoltz sees this as well, and he offers her a chain to pretty much knock Riho upside the head with. She holds it for a little bit while Stoltz is distracting the referee, and then she realized that that's not her. She ain't that type of girl, and she ends up throwing the chain out the ring. But that little distraction right there was not good for her, and Riho ends up taking the win. She's not happy about it at all. Now, After this, we do have Toni Storm who comes out. She's going to be doing her little Tony Awards or whatever the hell it is. And she even has a new shirt for Mariah May. And I think it's a shirt of Mariah May dressed up as Toni Storm. I don't think that's a good thing. I would not want my first shirt to be me as someone else, but whatever. She got merch. Now, we have Darby Allin, who I really like him. I do. However, he sucks on the mic. He comes out talking about how, he's vacating the titles, and I already thought that this happened already. Talking about he doesn't want to get another partner to be champions with because no one can replace Sting, and that he's going to be climbing Mount Everest. But before that, next week, he's going against Jay White. And if that's his last match, he wants everybody to know that he loved it. And I'm just like, Darby, you know something we don't know? Are you dying in 2 weeks or something? Whatever the situation was, Jay White comes out with the Ass Boys, and I'm not gonna lie, like, these two on the mic bored me. I was absolutely bored. I do love Jay White, but Jay White can step it up with the promos as well. I just didn't really care for this segment at all. Darby Allin, you're gonna make it from this Mount Everest trip, and when you do, you need to get some lessons with your promo because y'all almost put me to bed. Now, after this, we do have Julia Hart with Sky Blue. Julia is letting everyone know that y'all bitches forgot about me. Y'all forgot who I am, right? She has an open house challenge for any girl who dares challenge her. And I think that's supposed to be a Rampage, Collision, whatever the hell it is. We'll find out when it happens. And actually, I'm looking forward to this. I want to see Julia in action. We haven't seen her in singles competition in a while. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that. Oh, and then later on we find out that it's going to be against Robin Renegade. It's going to be a squash, unfortunately. Now, House of Black, they cut a promo together. They're wondering if they're going to have to all face Mark Briscoe or if they're going to have to dig 3 graves. So he's going to have to look for some partners to go against the House of Black. Now, here comes Mark Briscoe. He's with Renee Paquette and trying to figure out what he's going to do for this match. He's like, even if it's by himself, he'll take care of business. He always staying on business. But then here comes Jay Lethal, who comes out, and he's like, you know what? I could be your partner. We've been friends for a really long time. And, it's time for me to do something for you. And he seems to be happy about this. And he's just like, well, I don't mind us being partners, but don't tell me that geezer Jeff Jarrett's going to be partners with us. And then Jay Lethal confirms that, yes, it's going to be Jeff Jarrett. Now, he does end up taking the offer because Jay says, as long as you trust me, you don't have to worry about Jeff Jarrett, which is a fucking lie because he and Jeff Jarrett's been having some issues for about 2 months now. They have not been seeing eye to eye. And I do believe that type of situation that they have going on between Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, it's going to get in the way with this match against the House of Black. But now let's talk about this phenomenal match between Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. These two, holy shit. First of all, Kyle Fletcher, he's a blondie. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know who told you to do that. But it's not cute. It's just, it doesn't look that great on him. These two, they put on a really great match. And I've said a lot of great things about Kyle Fletcher. And man, he was absolutely resilient tonight. No matter what Will did, he just kept on fighting. You have Uncle Don, who is on commentary, being absolutely not biased about neither of his guys being in the ring. Starts off like friendly competition, but towards the middle of the match, it's just like, oh, okay, bitch, it's on. I'm gonna make sure I win this. And Kyle Fletcher was not playing, and he gives Will Ospreay a really great fight. Now, it wasn't better than Takeshita versus Will, but definitely one of the contenders of the best matches that I've seen so far this year. Really, really great stuff. This whole show, for the most part, was made as fuck to me. But then that match right there was like, all right, it was worth sitting through all this fuckery to get to this point. And obviously, Will Ospreay does take the win. This is his second match in AEW. And so far, he's been fantastic. And I'm looking at it like this. Will, you don't have to give us 5-star matches every time you come out. You know what I mean? We want him to be fresh. He's going to be on the show every week, which is different from the schedule from New Japan. They have much more days in between their shows. So this is going to be a huge change for him. And I don't want to see him giving us a 20 out of 10 just on a Wednesday night and then end up being on the injuries list at some point. I just don't want that for Will Ospreay. But this was an amazing match. They went into overtime with these two. After they win, they hug it out like bros, and Uncle Don gets in the ring. But then my boy, Bryan Danielson comes out and he has a stare down with Will Ospreay. I don't know what was going to happen, but the show cut off and that was it. We didn't get to see what happened between the two of them. Probably nothing happened. Who knows? This was mid, but there was a lot of things here that was enjoyable too. But altogether, Tony Khan, I don't know what it is. They got a new set. They got a new look and everything for Dynamite. Honestly, I don't care for the set. I think it's kind of ugly, but it is what it is. And that's what we got for now. But I just feel like this after a pay-per-view, people are going to want to see some stories continue and people are going to want to see some new things. And when it comes to this tag tournament, I'm not a fan of it, but I do think that Tony has to give us something different in terms of whoever's going to take the win for this tournament. Nobody want to keep seeing the same old people with these titles over and over again. Give us something new, Tony Khan, please. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be back tomorrow with Ring of Honor. Bye.